Hey man, it's your boy AD, and right now you watching Unique Access with my boy Soren Baker. You already know what it is.
What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access, and today we're joined by AD.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming through, sir.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, man. You know.
You've been putting in work for a long time, and your By the Way project just came out.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So this is your 7th project, man.
People don't know that though.
So let's take them back. So we got No Lane.
Nope, I actually had one before that.
You had one before that?
Yeah.
So wait, then you got 8.
I got 8 mixtapes.
8. So I know the 7. So let me see if I can get them all straight.
See, everybody, like I said, everyone don't know.
So 8.
I mean, the first one I put out on the internet, but I still count it though. It's all part of the legacy.
But is it really official like that? So you got No Lane.
Nah, I wouldn't
Project
like
A.
that. Yeah.
Welcome to Compton, California.
Yeah.
What a.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Hold up. Compton, California 2. And then
Blue
AD
89.
89. And now, By the Way.
Now, by the way.
Yes. And what's the one before that?
By the way,
No, the first one you said that may or may not be.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, so like I said, he's got 7 projects.
Yes.
So this being said, man, you've been putting in a lot of work for a lot of years, and you've been putting out at times 2 mixtapes.
A year.
Right. So that being said, how would you say that you've grown artistically up to By the Way?
Now the process is like, at first, we was like, we need to put out content. Now it's like, when you take your time and you polishing everything and making sure everything is perfect,
Right.
you got time to execute more. Putting out 2 projects in a year, you on the clock. It's a lot that you have to do. So sometimes the quality of it and the ideas are just thrown together, basically, versus you really trying to put together a whole body of work. And take your time and make sure everything sonically sounds good. That's what I've learned, like prepping. I've been around like a lot of legends and a lot of greats,
Right.
and I've been in the studio with a lot of them and seeing how they work and how much time they put into one song,
Right.
versus a whole project.
Right.
Some guys they'll put out, they record 18 tracks and just throw it out.
Mm-hmm. And so how? Because that's more the mentality of the generation artists now,
Mm-hmm.
and with the legends, they definitely took more time. I think part of it though is because of the technology difference, but now everything has changed so much. But for you, how have you found that you're able to kind of blend the 2 approaches?
I just know now that everybody's attention span is so short now. I mean, even like, you got Snapchats, you got the Vines, you got everything like that. So it's like, you can entertain people within 3 to 4 or 5 seconds.
Right.
And I see how music changed, growing up. I remember I had to go to the store and buy a CD, and I stuck with that CD for about a month or 2 months and had to connect with it. I had no money anyway, so I had the CDs probably longer than that.
Right.
So, but now it's so easy to obtain the music. You can click on something. I mean, sometimes albums longevity is 2 weeks.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you gotta stay dropping stuff, not per se, but I just make sure I stay in the public eye a lot now. You know what I'm saying? They see me on TMZ or A&E TV show or BET, on this person's album. I'm doing a feature for this guy. Right. So I just make sure that I stay in the mix of everything.
Well, speaking of that, you've got a lot of recent high-profile collaborations with Game.
Mm-hmm.
So with the documentary 2.5, I was actually in the studio with AD.
Yeah, you was.
The day that My Flag was coming out.
Yep.
So how take us back for a minute to get that call from Game and how that works out and what that means to you to be on such a high-profile release like that?
Well, first of all, me before I even knew Game, growing up in Compton, that was, I was like, man, that's Superman right there.
Right.
You feel me? Like, coming from the same area that I'm coming from, because, rest in peace to Eazy, rest in peace to everybody, you know what I'm saying, Mausberg, you know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to DJ Quik, and but that's what my dad used to listen to all the time.
Okay.
So, but it was like, I didn't get a chance to connect with it fully because I was young.
Okay.
So it's like, they like superheroes. Eazy's a superhero. Mausberg is a superhero. You know what I'm saying? DJ Quik is a superhero. Cube, Dre, they're superheroes. They larger than life. So you got a guy that comes out from the city, and you know what I mean? I seen him when he first came out. I heard him on a song called Round Here. It was a freestyle that he did with Joel Santana. And I was like, he killed it. And they're like, man, that's what's it called from over there, and whoom, whoom, whoom. So it's like, damn. You know what I mean? That's another inspiration. It's like, damn, like, this guy's really making it. He's around the corner from where I'm at right now.
Right.
And, you know, later on, just doing my thing, you know, when I met Game and, you know what I mean, Game and Wack, and they whole staff, man, they always showed me love and stuff like that. And, you know, I take real pride in, like, you can put me on a song, you can put me on a mixtape, I'm gonna be grateful. You put me on an album, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's forever, that's history right there.
Right.
You can go and start, that's my first album. And, you know, from me and Game being from opposite side of the tracks, you know what I'm saying? That speaks wonders even more. But, you know, I came in the studio, put the beat on, and he was like, look, I got this shit for my album. I don't know if this is gonna make it or anything like that. Just do your thing. I just went there and did my shit.
Yeah, because kind of to your point though, even as you were coming up, like Kendrick Lamar when he was K-Dot shouted you out. And I think you should explain that because most people don't.
Yeah, even that too. Like it's funny too. When I first met Kendrick, he asked me, he was like, "Hey, you from what's it called?" You know what I'm saying? He tried to get at me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, Kendrick and the whole Top Dog, man. Shout out the whole Top Dog ENT. I was around there for years. Right. You know, I was about 16, 17. They took me to my first 21 and over club. And yeah, man, Dot is another one, man. That's a big inspiration too, because I was seeing him and hearing about him in high school.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just people talking about him, and I don't think people understand how it was for Kendrick. You know, back in the days, like I remember, like they wasn't paying attention to him or his movement or anything like that. He always been hard. Him and J-Rock, they came out with a mixtape. It was called No Sleep to New York.
Right.
And they just freestyle on all the New York beats. And I was like, man, this shit is fucking crazy. It's just ridiculous. And you know, when he got his big shot, the first thing that he did, he shouted me out, look out for Detox. Right. So I was like, even to this day, I make sure that I just, you know what I'm saying, just go hard because I want him to, you know what I mean? I work for him as well, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I work to get that Kendrick, oh yeah, you do your thing.
So obviously Kendrick and Game of this generation and YG, of course, are some of the biggest artists.
Me and him got a lot of work we doing too. That's my guy right there. Yeah.
But,
he's on By the Way.
He's on By the Way, which we'll get to in a second. But I think it's also interesting with this A&E thing that Game put together.
Yeah.
So why do you think Compton has been able to sustain itself as this huge hotbed of artists and creativity for, you know, since the 80s?
I mean, our city started gangster rap. You know what I mean?
Put it on the map.
We put it on the map. Everybody was afraid of that, and you know, we made it mainstream. And I mean, I really say, like, Compton, that's a city of champions. Like, you can't say you from our city and don't come with it.
Right.
We don't accept you if you do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, it's just game changer. It's a game changer. Everybody want to be from the city. Everybody want to claim the city. And you know, Compton, and if people don't know, like out of towners, they think Compton is LA and all that. It's like, nah, Compton is actually a small city.
No, it's its own city.
We're not a big city at all. So everybody knows everybody. And you know, gangbanging wise, all the hoods are a couple of blocks away from each other.
Right.
So it's like, you in a small city with a big ass war zone.
Yeah, that was the first time I went to Compton. I was just shocked at how small it was. I went right off Alondra, and I was like, whoa, we're already there and we're almost already out of it.
Yeah.
I was just like, man.
That's why we the hub city though. We connect to everything. You go this way, you in Carson, you go this way, you in Gardena. Watts is that way, Long Beach is that way. Right. You know what I mean? So, but everybody comes and connects with the city.
Right. Now, by the way, that leads us to your new project. So with YG, he's obviously had a lot of success, obviously from the other side of the tracks for you. So why is it important for you to work with him?
I just had this conversation with him last night too. I mean, I feel like now we're the ones in the streets that the younger guys is looking up to. And depending on how me and him act towards each other and how that we make moves in this game is going to determine how everybody's going to act. So, I mean, you know, even at our video shoot, you know, I brought unity to our video shoot. I mean, he bought all his homies, all my homies. Everybody was in, you know what I'm saying, one area. Nobody getting into it. Everyone showing love and respect. And I feel like people don't want to see that.
Right.
They like to see people at odds and stuff like that. They want us to kill each other and shut each other down and shit like that. So,
Right.
you know, just making it, you know, it's just all a respect thing. Like, I respect everything he did because, you know, if it wasn't for him, a lot of us wouldn't be doing our thing as well. He was the first one out of like our era to get signed. And, you know, back then it was just cliques. We rapping to get females and shit like that. Yeah,
Right.
we rapping to get females and a little fame on MySpace and stuff like that. And then he got a big contract.
Right.
We like
Def Jam.
Def Jam stuff for me. I was like, shit,
Right.
this nigga didn't set the bar. So, you know what I'm saying? We all gotta get to going and do that too. And, you know, I remember back then they weren't even playing his music. Like the clubs, the Hollywood clubs, they refused to. And there were certain power players, you know what I'm saying, that made sure that all the music was played. And that opened the door for all of us to start getting our shine on. So he helped bring the coast back, in my opinion.
And then what do you think he helped you with, by the way?
Oh man, he brought his gangster shit to it, man, just as well as mine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say the opposites. They'll say, oh, AD's the Crip version of YG, or they'll say some shit like that. But, you know, like, that's the bro, man. We just been working.
Okay, and you also, by the way, have the Strap song,
Yeah.
which the video's been taken off and getting a lot of acclaim for that as well. So with that one, you also do a little merging of of the crowds.
Yeah, I mean, for people that don't know about LA and the gangbang culture and stuff like that, I mean, Crips and Bloods don't really like beef no more. It's more Crips on Crips, Bloods on Bloods and stuff like that. But you know, I'm trying to recreate, you know, what the Westside Connection did and everyone else. You bring all these hoods together and you merge that, and you know, it just, you know what I mean, it just shows a powerful unit. And I think California, period, needs to have more unity anyway. You know what I'm saying? Stop the hating and stop all the other shit. And you know, you get this guy from this side, this guy from this side, this guy from this side, and y'all put this shit together. You know what I'm saying? This person's gonna think twice about coming against y'all.
Right. Yeah, there's strength in numbers, strength in unity.
I watch Game of Thrones, man. It's cutthroat out here. That's how I watch. I like that. That's how I move in these streets.
But one thing that's always impressed me about you also is that you're also willing to be a student and willing to learn.
Yeah.
Because like when we've been around Xzibit, as well as other marquee artists, I've always noticed that you're really paying attention and stuff. And I also know from other conversation we had that you paid attention when you were on the road with Bone.
Oh, hell yeah.
So with them, they kind of, I remember you had mentioned, and I think it's important to also explain how you saw how their songs translated to the crowd and how your songs, you needed to kind of switch up what you were doing for performing.
Yeah, I mean, it's different as an artist when you see people songs live and how they can connect with the crowd. You know, back then I was just making songs. I feel stuff that I thought sounded good, and you know, performing them didn't translate the right way. So it's like, damn, this beat ain't really hitting the right way for the crowd, or what I'm saying right here ain't really hitting the right way. So being that my first tour, I went and I seen it, and I seen how they connected with the fans, and they got hits. Like, people don't know, like they could do an hour set, and you're gonna hit, and you're gonna be singing. And another thing I didn't know as well is that, you know, they got songs with all the dead legends.
Yeah, they got Eazy-E,
They got
Biggie,
Eazy,
and Tupac.
Biggie, and Pac with the catalog and stuff like that. So after being on the road with them, I was like, you know what? I'm an energetic person. I need to make more music that's energetic for the fans and stuff like that. And that's what I did.
And then Blue from Blue 89 was one of the, I guess, the first prime examples of this, where you kind of adapted and changed your style to represent that. So when that song came out and the video came out, what do you remember about the reaction and your thoughts about how people were taking it?
Once again, it's like I'm a student. So one thing I learned is that, you know, even like I did, I started off real mellow and I just grabbed them by the throat.
Right.
So that's what I've been doing. That's what I want to do for hip hop, period. Right. You know what I mean? Like, even when people meet me, they say, man, you're the coolest guy. until I get mad. And then they just like, oh, I see.
Right. Don't
what
flip
it
that
is.
switch.
Yeah, don't flip the switch. It's hard for me to get there, but you know, just even with Blue and stuff like that, you know, it's just taking my time and observing and being around legends, and you know, you gotta get people's attention.
Also on that song, one of the great things about it lyrically was how you put in so much about your own personal life, about some of the struggles you were going through and the pain that you had suffered and things, and then in the video, you know, you dedicated to your friend who had passed away.
You know what's crazy about the video is the week before I started, the week I first started filming the video, my homeboy was in the video.
No, I remember him.
Yeah, and then he died and I had to reshoot it as well. So it was like, just shows how real it is. Like, this guy was here with me a week ago. Not even that, 4 days ago. He was here on the video set with me, talking about songs that we were gonna do videos for and everything like that. Rest in peace, Mac Mark. Yeah, and then he wasn't there anymore. So I was like, I had to incorporate that, but yeah, I mean, it just even went with the content more. You know, it shows people that, you know what I'm saying, this is real, like this ain't just rap. I ain't rapping. I'm sitting here telling real life stories. You know, I feel like that's why there's a difference between rappers and artists, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm an artist. I'm telling you what's really going on in my life and in the streets and everything that I didn't see, you know what I mean? Everything ain't sweet.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.